Here I'm going to show you how to install the ButtonWorx put in place keypad repair for the Panasonic remote control. This is the series EUR7720, and this one's got some extra letters, KG0. There's a ton of these that have different number and letter combinations after the EUR7720. And there are different button layouts, like it might be missing this row of buttons or anything, but it's still the same keypad. You just might not be using every button on this repair pad in your remote control if it's missing some of the buttons. So I'm going to show you. This is a membrane keypad, and what this does is you put it between the original rubber keypad and the circuit board, and then your old rubber keypad, which is wearing out, which is why you're looking, will push down on this keypad, and this keypad will push down on the circuit board and complete the switch. And this is carbon material, and it will never wear out. It doesn't chip, peel, or scratch off, and it's not affected by age. I've never seen this stuff wear out. I've tested it for over 1 million button presses. So you shouldn't have any button problems again after you put this in. Now this is there's no screws, so if we just take the batteries out, but this is a very tightly clipped on remote. There's some remotes or devices will have a nice little gap in here, and this is very tight, basically between the two different colors there. We need to get a tool in there, and we're not prying it off. What we're going to do is get it spread apart just a tiny bit, and you slide up there. So it's easier with a very sharp metal tool, but then you're risking gouging the plastic, you're risking jamming in your hand. So if you do have a plastic pry tool, that's the best. And basically you're going to force it down in there and just sort of try to slide it up like that. There we go. So we're not prying at all. We're just sliding it along, and that forces the snaps off. Yeah. And then try not to have them re-snap. Get around that corner and do the bottom. Like that. This might be hard. This one's already been taken apart once, so usually it's a little easier the second time. Okay, so now I got everything except for some of the top clips, and I'm just gonna wiggle it like this until that lets go. There we go. So I've already installed one in here, but normally you would just have your keypad and your circuit board. I think this comes out, yeah, this comes out really easily. There we go. And this one is in really nice shape, but if you're trying to fix the buttons, there might be some oil or some goo in here. You definitely want to clean the circuit board, especially any buttons you're having trouble with, and just dampen a Q-tip. And you don't want to use a lot of abrasive force, because if you sit here and do it for a long period of time, you can wear the black off. What these are is a copper trace with a black carbon coating. And it works better with the black carbon coating. That's why they put it on there. So you don't want to rub that stuff off. You don't want an abrasive cleaner. So just, isopropyl is great. Just to lightly clean. And then if you're having trouble with the power button, just pay a little more attention. Maybe look at it. Another thing you could do, like say there was a lot of goo on there built up, and you wanted to get that power button good, you could put like a little drop on there and just let it sit there for a bit, and it would loosen up the dirt, and then lightly rub it off. But once you get your circuit board cleaned, this is super easy. Or we're just going to take the repair pad. Now it can go in upside down, but then you wouldn't cover the power button, and also some of these holes don't line up, so it's pretty easy. Just put it down there and see that the power button is lining up. All those little buttons, and then the circuit board goes back over like that, And also, while you have it apart, if you're having trouble, like I have seen remotes in the past where the solder on the infrared light cracks. So if you can see like it's wiggly and the pins wiggle, then it would have to be resoldered. Put that back on there. And this is pretty easy. Now we got to get those springs back up in the right place here, but if you just line it up right, so you can look in there and see, yeah, okay, it's all set. Then you just snap it back together. Now, if for some reason maybe older plastic will be more brittle and break, if a bunch of these snaps break and there's no screws holding this together, what I would recommend is tape, a high quality like Scotch tape. Just press the thing together, put it like that, and then you probably want to trim off the extra. So you just got a thin strip of tape down that side. So it's just it. So to test these, there's a trick. If you have an Android phone, sorry if you have an iPhone, it doesn't work because they have a different kind of camera. But if you have an Android phone, you can put the camera on selfie mode so you can see the screen, and you can point the remote at the camera where you see the infrared LED, and the camera actually lights up the LED a little purple because it sees the infrared light, and it'll like glow a little bit purple when you push the button. So then you can test all the buttons if you want without having to actually try them on a device. So that's it.